Bonjour, bonjour. Comment ça va? Je suis Cotalia Benson, monométhos de la livre Le Renaudot de la Croix April, monométhos de la livre. Bienvenue, c'est mon chat, et bienvenue chez Country South et chez countrysouth.com. Pardon-moi, je suis désolée, ma chérie. Thank you so very much for coming to my channel. I'm super excited to share with you guys and to teach you about herbal magic 101, an introduction to some very important basic introductory and solid foundational things you're going to need to know as you start your journey into traditional spirituality, hoodoo, magic, conjuration, understanding spirits, so forth and so on. But before we get deeply into all of this conversation and into this class, I must first ask you to please subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, leave a sweet, kind comment below, hit your notification or postification button, and please share the video. Pardon, I ate a little des bonbons, um, a little piece of candy, and it's like trying to choke me out. But it'll be okay. All right, let's see who we have in the house. Now, I call this my little hoodoo home roll call. Let's see, we have Rose Jordan LeBlanc. We have Aizon, Ladybug, Micheline, Brandy, RZ, hello. Bonjour, Marie-Neil. Yes, it is that time of year. Cameron in the house. Unbothered Beauties in the house. Yes. Let's see. Gregory, Josie, Stacy Vaughn, Kirsten, Deep Low, Madame Aphrodite, Dewish Darik, Nubian Goddess, Petter, bonjour, everybody. Again, I would love for you. Hello, King Nuru, Alfonso, Teacher Mama, Guided Butterfly, Temperance Bradford, Stacey Vaughn. I have a question, Queen, or anyone who has gone through the Institute. I am starting my prerequisites this week. For next year. Any specific order? No. Well, there's no specific order to go into the prerequisites, but in fact, I would definitely say, excuse me, please start with ancestral veneration, acknowledgement, and honoring, because that is the foundation to all things within your spiritual self, no matter who you are, where you go, but specifically if you do decide to enter the Institute. Excuse me. I'm going to just drink this off camera real quick. Okay. All right, everybody. So again, please, I do hope that you will share this video. We are here at ConjureSouth.com with our amazing apothecary behind us today. We do have nearly 100 different herbal allies that are utilized for holistic and metaphysical purposes. Um, I do not have a book. Well, it's funny. I was actually going to publish a book about herbal magic and all of those things, and I still probably will. But I made the announcement about my hoodoo herbology book, and immediately after I mentioned it, there's many different publications that just don't care who the authors are. They just want to sell. So soon as I made my announcement, this particular other publication company that um, is also well known for metaphysical books, they had one of their great appropriators of all times um, to literally write a book, um, or at least reach out to someone to write a book. And they put theirs out before I put mine out. And to be very honest, and this is very unfortunate, it's very unfortunate to be very, very honest about it. Um, Hoodoo, in all things surrounding African American spirituality to every capacity has been exploited and appropriated for almost a century at this point. Now, our spirituality has been exploited way before that, but in this capitalistic, self-serving world that we are in, it's almost been a century at this point. 2050, the year of 2050 will at least be a solid history of exploitation and appropriation. And and because of this, when it comes to hoodoo books, hoodoo um representation, it's really a drop in the bucket. It is a drop in the bucket, no matter how much false information is given, how much um, misrepresentation and education is constantly pumped down the throats of everyone um, who seem to be interested in this space of magic. Um, that on and that's been going on for so long, but at this point, it's a drop in the bucket because before I put out my first book, it was already 30 plus years of appropriation and exploitation. So it's quite difficult, to be honest, when it comes to providing efficient, solid information. Now, the other issue that we have here is the fact that when you do start looking into my books, you get the truth. You get pure truth, nothing but the truth, the whole truth, and the hoodoo truth. And for that reason, that also creates an issue because when truth is presented, it is then a threat to anyone who is inauthentic or living an inauthentic hoodoo experience. And people don't like that because they don't want to be told no, or you're wrong, or this isn't right, etc., so forth and so on. So when it comes to putting out literature, information about this space, it's the battle of the years and decades upon decades of appropriation and exploitation, and now the modern self-serving, egotistical, narcissistic, shadow hoodoo work of it all. Um, and so, oh, thank you so very much, Shay. I greatly appreciate it. Um, and the thing about it is now is that in all that is not only done by non-people of color. Cultural appropriation is a cultural appropriation, not a racial appropriation, which I mention often. And so now today, when you're looking at these hoodoo books, hoodoo guides, hoodoo workbooks, hoodoo this, that, and the third, and 400 years of African American this, and so forth and so on, I always tell my people, look in the bibliography. Their references are all non-people of the culture, not just non-people of color, but non-people of the culture. And they are just regurgitating what they have taken from those spaces and put a black face on it. That doesn't make it hoodoo. So it's really, really deep. Um, and and yes, that is true. That is very true. There is only one me and all of those great, wonderful things. And I will eventually, but I also have to find a way to get in front of our people, or not in front of our people, but in front of people that are willing to hear and recognize and accept and live by the truth. And that's just the thing. Um, but I understand that the majority of people who are woke aren't truly woke. They are just aware. And that's a whole other thing. You can be aware that, oh yes, sugar is bad for me. It doesn't mean that you're not going to eat it or ingest it. So there's that. So I was in the process of writing a book on hoodoo herbology, the properties, so forth and so on. I just need to make sure now that in the process of doing that, that I give you that I really take the proper time and effort to provide you with an experience um, that absolutely sets me apart of what's out there presently. Because the majority of the present things, if I, not even majority, I would say all, are just regurgitations and reinterpretations of former books. Thank you so much, Brandy, for providing your sticker. So, yes, I will say that as well. While you are here today, this is a free class we're about to get into when we're talking about herb magic. Um, I'm doing this for free. This is time I will not get back. I would be so grateful if you decided to um, gave a super sticker or a super chat or whatever else. And I'm not asking for one thing or another, but if you if you feel that this is valuable, and this, let's go here as we get into the class. Okay, if you are like, ooh, yikes, this is touching me. If it touched you, let me know. Send a super chat, super sticker. If you want to be $1, $2, $5, no dollars, I don't mind. And also, you said, well, Queen, I don't have it. If you got a thumbs up, you got it. If you can give me a thumbs up, then we got it here. Okay. And that's what really matters. Okay. Um, so let us go ahead and get into all of this. Now, I have to be very honest when it comes to the space of herbal magic, herbal conjuration, herbal magic, herbal conjuration, um, the method of this is in fact spiritual work. And when I say spiritual work, I'm not saying spiritual in the space of generally speaking to um spirituality. No, when I say that when you are working with art, this is a place of spiritual counsel of conjuration, is because you're working with actual spirit. You are in fact working with actual spirits, working with, okay? Let me say that again. Working with the spirits. It is very important to understand from the very beginning here, and I need you all to understand this in this format too, that you really, really get it. Please understand, you cannot, you absolutely cannot generalize herb, herbal magic, conjuration, spiritual workings, spirituality. You cannot generalize. However, today is quite generalized. Okay, okay. I'm about to go to a space, y'all. I'm about to go to a space that's gonna make some people feel a particular kind of way, alright? If I had, I would definitely give because she has always, been patient and kind with me and my family members well. Marilyn, you are here. I'm gonna tell you all, and this is why I'm a bad business person. I don't really push or care to have donations. I am blessed if you give one, if you don't, I am more blessed because of your I am more blessed because of your receptiveness to this information. I am blessed by that to apply this information. And my purpose has been fulfilled when you have been blessed by the information. And that is a payment that is unmatched, to be honest. And that's why I'm a bad business. I mean, I've been in business, I was 15 years old, only work for myself. I'm a great business owner. I'm good at business. I'm incredible at business. I'm an entrepreneur my whole life. I come from entrepreneurs, one of the most wealthy families of color who brought the first railroad company to the Southeast as people of color to from Alabama. Okay, I'm a very very business oriented, but in the space of spirituality, space of it is a service. It is first a service, which is why I don't mind doing free classes, why I don't mind giving my energy and time, um, bartering. Yes, we can barter, I don't mind. All of those things, so as long as you're respectful to if anyone sounds spotty, I'm not sure if it's happening to anyone else, but the audio is cutting in and out for me. Yes, but the audio is muffled. So it may be where I am let me ask you um, so let me ask you, does this sound better? Okay. Yes, that is not good. So we actually got new this is a more expensive, better quality, and I just wanna alright, so here's my thing. So is it better when I am here? Because this is something that's on a regular basis. Sounds better like that for a moment, way better. So is it better when I am here holding it, or is it better just because I am still? Because I think there's a number of reasons why this is why the sound is an issue. I move around, so if I'm here, I'm talking over the mic, right? Um, let me let me adjust let me bring it up. Now, that's in the way of my face, which I don't actually like, but, um, it's super important. And then Jennifer is it may be the streaming itself, and that's what we really think that it is. I'm u the streaming service here, it may either be the streaming, program, or it could be the Wi-Fi and signal, and that could be a big thing. And so, I do apologize, I hope it, um it's really good. I think a and we actually were gonna do like a live night today because I do move around a lot, which may be better, um, because what's interesting is I record on these mics. My music, I record on these mics. These are the exact mics I use. So, when you're holding the mic, it's better. Yes, I think it's the streaming because you sound clear on IG. Well, I sound clear on IG too, yeah. Either way it goes, everybody, I do apologize. However, um no, I'm not on Instagram. No, I'm not on Instagram. Just here on YouTube today, okay? So, yeah. So anyways, everybody, make this out to the best of your ability. I do apologize. It may not be of me. Um, I'm scared to move. So anyways, we're just gonna keep going, everybody, all right? So, no, I'm not on Instagram and I would have to set up things, but let's get into the class. So get more into the class. So anyways, we are gonna bring our focus to this. I want everyone to take this information very quickly here. Sit with it. Magically, magically, magic's methods of magic, history of magic is based off of different civilizations, different cultures, ethnic groups, experiences, etc. Okay? And this is what I'm talking about that a lot of people care to dismiss, look past, or maybe you don't even recognize. Right now, you go buy a hoodoo book, not written by me. Any hoodoo book, not written by me. They're going to tell you get a plate, get a candle, put herb on the plate, light the candle, or get a jar, put the candle on top of the jar, add your herbs to the jar. Whether it's hoodoo, I want you to get a book of hoodoo, go get a book of brujeria, go get a book on European witchcraft, if you will. Just those 3 alone. All of these books are gonna say the exact same thing when it comes to creating an herbal magic spell to some capacity or working with the herb, right? How is it that European magic, now Latinx magic, and African magic, African American magic, Puerto Rican magic, Caribbean magic, all look the same, all doing the same thing? You know why? Because it's not. Because it's not. It's not. When you get to these traditional magical spaces, it looks different. Why does it look different? Because the people are different. Their experiences are different, which means their spirits are different. Everybody shouldn't be using the same cleansing spiritual herbal ally, but they are. Why? Because it's just regurgitation and reinterpretation of books upon books upon books upon books that have been printed and put out. It's funny now, I'm looking at the views and the views done dropped. Oh, yes. I'm interested to see if the views go up or if the views will go down as we get deeper into the truth. Because again, I understand that truth and facts sound like hate to those that hate truth and facts. I understand that when it comes to truth, in speaking the truth and presenting the truth, it then exposes the lie. It exposes these things. And a lot of people cannot handle them. But that's why my group, my universe is so tight knit, and the people stay with me forever because they can accept the truth. So the reality is when you're looking at herbal magic, when you're looking at magic in general, it should not look the same around the world for multiple reasons. Like I said, first and foremost, the cultures are different, civilizations are different, experiences are different. But also, let's get to the herb. Just America alone, just America alone, there are trees, herbs, roots, stems, flowers that grow on the East Coast and the Carolinas that do not grow here in the Gulf Coast. It doesn't make one better than the next, but when you're looking at just African American magic, herbal magic is gonna look a little bit different because of region alone, because some herbs don't grow in some places. Some trees don't grow in some places. There is a spirit in the Latinx community to cleanse. It doesn't mean that it's hyssop. It doesn't mean that it's lemon. However, when you're looking at um, today's herbal magic, it's all the same. I'm telling you all, you have to begin to look, recognize, and acknowledge these things. Mary Neal, when I first met her, she scared me to death. The first thing she said to me was, "I am not going to tell you what you want to hear, but I'm gonna tell you what you need to know," and that is me. I will not tell you what you want to hear. I'm gonna tell you what you need so you can have what you want. You're gonna still get what you want if it's meant for you, but I'm gonna tell you what you need so you can have what you want. So it's even from the space of like love. You may say, "Well, Queen, I want this man." No, what you want is love. What you want is security, emotional intelligence. What you want is emotional security and maturity. What you want is to have that space of compassion and someone that can understand and appreciate you and your innate ability. Someone that is willing to put forth the time, effort, and energy into you. So it's not that you want, man, what you want is love. And I'm gonna give you what you need so that you can have love. If it comes in the way of this man, great, but he may not be it, or better yet, you may not be ready. Do we have a certain ashe to work with herbal magic, or do we just need to know the spirits of the plants? Great question, as I wanna get to some of this, but just to go ahead and answer that particular question, the question is, do you have to have a certain level of ashe to work with herbs? The answer is no, you do not. Now, and I'm gonna get to this, as we get along in here. I want you to just bring that back up here in a little bit. I hope that I remember it. I'm just gonna write this because I wanna stay on task, but this makes sense. Okay, so I hear a car outside, which means that this is my audio and tech guy who is probably gonna come in to try to fix my mic. Um, level Ashe to work with herbs. And I mentioned this in a little bit. Um, let's see here when I mentioned this. I mentioned this in about 3 more, um, 3 more, little bullets. I say thank you, then go cry. Okay. Pardon? Like, moving the computer to the other side of the desk, but they're not talking they're fine now, Michael. Yeah, so everyone I mean well, I mean, it may not be fine, but everyone seems to be okay with it as it is. Thank you. So, um, Zakia asked, "I've actually looked through books I've purchased over the years, read or not, and took your advice by checking for authenticity. Either the information was presented in a way you described or citations were not 2 credible sources. I have no reason to lie. I have no reason to lie, and that's the problem. I don't lie. I'm not here for a money grab. I could care less about that because and I mentioned this before. You all please listen to me. You this is a lot of you all some of you will live by this. Some of you will teach your children this. This will be the foundation of their faith. So if I'm just spewing to you capitalistic, commercial corner store conjuration for your ego, I'm potentially creating a very fragile space. I'm sorry, I keep hitting the mic. A very fragile space that will eventually break, eventually snap. When you go put your faith in this, "Oh, let me go in and go buy this free green bag out of the French Quarter in New Orleans because it says, um, healing," or, "I'm just gonna burn all of this sage because all the books say it." If I gave you that, knowing that this is not true, and when all things in your life seems to be at the lowest and there's nowhere to go, and you look to your faith in this BS, I'm held accountable for that. And then you walk away and you turn to something else that wasn't benefiting you to begin with, but it seemed to have more structure and truth, although it very well could have been a lie, than this. I'm not doing that. I will not I will not do that. I have no issue closing all things yourself and working out as a makeup artist or going back to just teaching and opening a gym, as I've had before in studios or whatever it is that I did in order to show people, "Hey, look, I will still help you spiritually and not sell a thing because it's that important to me." Um, I'm glad you tell us to cover our heads during the lives. My buddy is continuously, saving my head. Can dreaming about particular herbs mean that the herb is wanting to assist you? That is a possibility, 1, but also 2, understanding an herb's property may be a message of warning or guidance for you. So, for example, um, you may have dreams about time. You go to the store and you're buying time in your dream. You're walking in with a pastor and there's nothing but time. Your grandmother in your dream is talking about time. This isn't necessarily saying that you need to use time as it may be saying, You need to protect your money. Check on your money. Make sure your money is secure. Okay. We are supposed to cover our heads. You don't have to cover your heads. Here, you could. In our coven, in the virtual coven, I make sure that we do try to come in with heads covered and those kind of things. Yes, and that's why the work wasn't working, laugh out loud, nor did it feel good afterwards. Exactly. Madam Aphrodite preaching. Is there a better way to contact our ancestors while sitting, is there a better way to contact our ancestors while sitting in water? Sitting in water? Um, no. Mary, in the very first coven, yes. I was told to burn sage, um, after you burn incense and trying to manifest because they say you leave portals open. Y'all, what portals did you open? What portals did you open? Take those 9 glasses of water off your ancestral altar, I will tell you that. Um, out of the husband, talking about Cliff. Okay. Alright, so let's move on here. So I wanted to just bring forth again that hello, Riley, how are you doing? So, um, I was I was meaning in the tub, I was told that by someone, that is a lie. The results are in, and that is a lie. Sitting in a bathtub full of water does not give you a closer connection to your ancestors. I'm not gonna go deeply into that whole situation, but I just wanna make this point very clear. And this is another big issue that we're having in the space of not just herbal magic, but generalizing, and that's the thing, generalizing spirituality. People are wanting to live this creative arts and craft, hobby life, including Michael arts and craft, Joanne's juju, fabrication of conjuration. And so people begin to be creative. Sitting in a tub of water is a large portal to the ancestors. You're in the water, that's gonna connect you closer. Let me tell you something. There is nothing that you're gonna get closer to your ancestors than you. You. Every fiber of your being, from the hair on your head, to the skin on your body, to the spit in your body, to the blood that runs through you, there is nothing closer than that. And the strongest way to connect to that is to show up for them. Period. Period. Glass of water, bowl of water, cup of water, handful of water, and a flame. That's it. And you show up. You show up. And your people will become more present every time you show up. See, the ancestors never, never neglect us. But see, we may waver. Our consistency, our commitment, our priorities, our obligations to them now that when life starts lifing, as I do some stuff right now, I gotta go set my life again. This is what happened this morning. And that's the reality when it comes to ancestral connection. There is no greater offering than you, your time. It is the only asset in this world, on this life, that ever existed that you cannot get back. Since the beginning of time becoming time, it has not been the same. Since the term time was created, temps. So making sure that we are not, again, this, if I do a coffee bath, it'll cleanse me. No, my dear, it's called an exfoliation. It's an exfoliation. If I bathe in honey, it'll stick sweetness to me. What? And so, like, people just wanna keep coming up with this, burning the flames brings heat and passion to love. It can also burn down your house. And so, but again but again, people like that stuff because it's so fantastical, and it's so very ritualistic. Tell me what enslaved people had the ability at a certain point to take a bath, let alone just graze and lounge in a pub to connect to the people. I'll wait. Y'all gotta be careful what you're listening to. Just very confusing to me. Anyways, let's continue on with the class. I'm ashamed to admit that I did one of those honey baths. All I got was a good moisturizer. Better that than a yeast infection. Y'all reading these books gonna get y'all caught up with with the exception of the Queen of Space. The Queen of Space book that I wrote is very much introductory. It gives you those things, but, um and even when you get the Queen of Spades, I do tell people on page 15, and I'm gonna talk about this here with all the herbs that we have. Um, this damn Mary said she went down the coffee bath. See, I can't stand y'all. I really can't. I really can't. Y'all are foolish and I love it. I really, truly do. I am so done. Y'all out here exfoliating and moisturizing like it's nobody business instead of with hoodoo. Y'all better take your tail to the ultra. Oh my goodness. But I get it. I mean, I get the creation of it all, but that's why I tell people, a lot of people would much rather create that path versus connecting to the path because it gives you authority and you can do this. Like this raggedy girl here in town, now teaching people ancestral magic and don't even know who she is, let alone our ancestors, okay? Um, and this thing of I'm gonna do this and do that. And if you create your own path, then yes, you have the authority to say what you want, but it does not make it true. I would have cried had I gotten a yeast infection. Being honest because there's a whole other bath out here that it's having women sit in fruit cocktails, literally herbs, fruit, and sugar, and all of that stuff, and literally are ending up with their pH levels being thrown off because they are literally baptizing themselves in fermentation and sugar and a lot of acidity. Mama's Mojo has been my go-to lately, and I've been trying to balance motherhood. And see, Mama's Mojo is another great one. That was written by myself and Mama Lotta, who has yet over. Mama, maman, a title, not a general pronoun. You earn mama in the Black community. Everybody wasn't Mama Susie or Grandma so and so or Mama this and that. That's a title that was earned. Okay? So, this was way before you go, so can't blame me. You know I don't make a move if it isn't, co-approved. I make, my son, do so too, and your son has improved tremendously. I need to speak with him again, but, just even to speaking to him and giving him things and allowing him to develop and grow and thrive, through guidance and his own spiritual gifts and abilities. Um, so let's move forward though. So we can't generalize herbs. You can't just go for example. Here's a big one. Here's a big one. Please take your cinnamon and place it outside of your front door so you can get money and luck. Please place this cinnamon crushed up on top of a candle. And for this reason, you will in fact get blessings upon your life. You cannot generalize. Yeah, you cannot generalize herbs. And the reason why you cannot generalize herbs is because every herb has its own personality, its own purpose, its own um identity even. Okay. And to say use cinnamon for this and this is how you're gonna get that is not true. It's not true and it's actually quite dangerous. I tell people all the time, cinnamon could be your frenemy, okay? Cinnamon can very well be your frenemy because, yes, although it can bring money, it does not mean that it will bring money. Yes, penicillin will heal most things, but it does not mean that it's going to because it is a poison and cause a negative allergic reaction to those that are allergic to it. Yeah, y'all finna listen. My sales lady voice. That's how you get all the sales when you are talking like this about these things. Or I'm gonna talk like this. I'm gonna tell you that cinnamon is going to do this and all of this stuff and so forth and so on. And baby, no. No. Yes, and please give the video a thumbs up if you will. Um, but you cannot generalize any one herb. You cannot do it. You absolutely cannot do it. No one herb will act the same as another, right? Penicillin is good, but it breaks me out into a rash. See? So yes, it can work. It doesn't mean that it will work, which is why there's not one antibiotic. There's multiple antibiotics. It's why there's not one decompressant, decongestant. There's multiple. That's why it's not one pain reliever. There's multiple because there are benefits in some spaces and others, and how these particular medicines, for example, work. And that's also a big reason why you cannot generalize herbs and spirits. Okay. So let me tell you about that. You cannot generalize herbal spirits because one, the first thing, culturally, culturally, does this herb corresponds to you the same way it corresponds to me? So, for example, if I am doing a protection work using cedar, I am not saying cedar is a protective herb, it's not. I'm just using this as an example. But if if cedar is protective in the place of hoodoo, and hoodoo a is a ancestral magical method, Cedar in the European world could absolutely be for love. Cedar in the indigenous world could be for cleansing. Cedar in the Italian world could be for cursing. Cedar in the Asian world could be for money. Okay, so on a cultural correspondence, that has to be considered. Well, how do I know? Well, there are ways. There are ways to discover this. So that's number one. The other thing is, so you have the space of one culture. The second thing is um, ability, the ability of the herb. Okay, for example, um, hawthorn berry, just as hawthorn berry is not this spiritual method, but just take this as an example. Hawthorn berries. Hawthorn berries, in fact, could be a cleanser. Cleansing is a general term. You cannot just say hawthorn berries is for cleansing. Same is for cleansing. Lemon is for cleansing. Cleansing. Why? How it cleanses makes a difference. Does it absorb or does it just cleanse away? Does it purify? Okay. Is it a gentle extraction? Is it an aggressive removal? Is it a banishing? So understanding the ability of that herb also makes a difference or something to consider. You may not, in fact, yes, Mojo, I'm moving around and it could be reception, could be streaming. So it could be a variety of those things. So, um, or Mo J, excuse me. So it's super important to understand you cannot generalize herbs, okay? You cannot generalize it. It doesn't work that way. All right. Now, I do just want to remind everybody, especially if you're just jumping in, please give the video a thumbs up. Leave a sweet, kind comment below. Share the video. Share the video. I promise you, this video is going to give you more than what you probably came here for when it comes to herbal magic and an understanding. Also, too, if you see a benefit or a any type of um benefit to this video and things are clicking, making sense, show your support by thumbs up, leave a comment, share the video, or you can actually send donations via super chat or super stickers. Yes, bye, Stacy. I did not want this to be an hour. I didn't want this to be over an hour long, so I'm about to speed this up, in fact. So hold on. But this is when we do lives, I know they end up getting longer because I'm talking and communicating, etcetera. So the next thing is, you need to understand this next very important point. Herbal allies are allies and they are not tools. They are not tools. They're not just something you pull out when you want to and you use them. No, herbal allies are spirits that may or may not work with you. May or may not work with you. So it's super important to understand that. And you need to know how to figure this out. Um, the other thing in working with herbs, do I need to pray my intentions over the herbs? Do I need to set an intention over the herbs? The answer is absolutely not. Put it to this capacity. Put it to this idea. You do not tell a bird to fly. You don't tell a snake to slither. You don't tell a fish to swim or a dog to bark. You do not tell sweet gum to separate Because if you're putting your intentions into the herb to separate, why not just put your intentions into the atmosphere, into the current state of reality? Okay? These herbs were created before your existence, before your conception, with their own properties. You do not tell a peppermint to soothe your stomach. It soothes your stomach because it was created to soothe your. So you do not have to pray your intentions, "Mint, protect me, mint, protect me, thank you, mint," or mint, protect me." You can give thanks for the spirit, what they are doing, but you are not guiding these spirits to do what they're going to do. You're telling the elders what to do, literally, essentially, essentially the exact same thing, okay? And that's not how that goes. Um, these herbs are gonna do what they're supposed to do, which is why, going back to that question, do you have to have a particular level of ashe to work with herbs? No. But what you do need to know is the properties and the purpose of the herbs. Because if I put, um, lemon in a bag and bury it, um, in my fruit jar, I know that that's gonna begin to clear and clean and take away negative things from my house. I know that. I know that. I am certain of that. Or if I begin to wash myself down with lemon, okay? I know that. This is lemon peels, and I will tell everybody too, we do in fact, excuse me, I forgot to, do this. Um, introduce I didn't. We actually do have an online apothecary where you are able to, I'm gonna put this in the description box. I'm gonna put this in the comment box right now, um, but I'm gonna actually put this in the description box after this class, okay? But we have herbs on our we have all these herbs on our, online apothecary that you can get if you are interested. So, so you don't have to have a certain level of cachet because the herbs are gonna do what they're gonna do. This is why there is a difference between charm, and speaks product essentially, um, versus actual conjuration and working. Because in the space of conjuration, I am not just working with the spirits, I am conjuring particular spirit, not conjuring with spirits. As a conjurer, you actually need no spirit, no herbal allies to do what you need to do, to be honest. All right. But, but Um, when we are looking at this space, adding herbs to a bag creates a charm. Adding herbs to, um, another situation or another object creates a charm, or placing them in particular spaces creates charms, and they're gonna do what they're supposed to do. This does not make a spirit. Here's the next thing, which was not something I put down that I do need to mention. You do not have to feed herbal allies. You do not have to feed them. Now, if you get them directly from the source, from a living branch, you need to give your that moment spiritually through pouring libations, but, um, this is not only to give my bag of peppermint and clove whiskey. People that never drunk a Crown Royal bottle a day in his life. You don't have to that these are this is a charm, not a living spirit, okay? Now, the next thing when it comes to herbal magic is understanding your relationship with the herb. How does cinnamon work for you? How does the citron lemon work for you? How does white oak work for you? How does black pepper work for you? How does it respond when you use this herb, what you think it's supposed to do? Does it do what it's supposed to do, or does it do something different? And let me tell you something about that when it comes to herbal magic. It's not if the herbs will work for you, it's how they work for you. How do they work? Do they result in a negative way? So, now I know, and I can actually use that to my benefits perhaps. Okay? Oh, no. Right, just going to I am back. So, um, I think the camera's getting hot, which is the issue here. There is a certain company in New Orleans that will have offering plants whiskey and black girls in a heartbeat. Ah, yeah, sounds like New Orleans, unfortunately. It used to not be that, but the majority of the businesses there today are not people that are native. There are people that are now local. There are people that have implanted themselves there from California and Virginia and other spaces, but they're not native to the space. And they're native, I don't mean just because now today, being a native in New Orleans doesn't matter because the the culture of New Orleans isn't what it used to be or those but, okay, we're not gonna go down that route. So, now let's have the conversation of dressing and fixing the terms. When utilizing herbs on a candle or on an object, the proper term is dressing, okay? The proper term is dress. To dress a candle is to fix a candle. To use these herbs to load a candle is to fix a candle. The candle is fixed, whether it's dressed or loaded. Loaded means it is inserted and concealed. All right, there's that. Use the herbs to blow on anything, to blow on this shelf would be to dress the shelf, and therefore the shelf is now fixed, okay? So understanding the difference in between a dress understanding that dressing something is fixing it, but putting, the action of putting herbs into a candle or on a candle and on an object, not fixing it. It's either dressing or loading it, and because of that, it is now fixed after the action. Mary Neal, yes, Michael found some woman in New Orleans. I had to get him together real quick. Oh, well, it, he's blessed to have you. He's absolutely blessed to have you. Now, the next thing is understanding oils and your herb. Oils, fats, lard, any of these particular items are carriers. So they're nothing more than carriers, of your herbs. They must be infused they must be infused to carry those properties. And it truly it honestly, let's be honest about it, it does go be so here's the issue of today, okay? Hello, Angela. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, Lydia. Jasmine Evans, hello. So, here's where things again get rough, unfortunately. Today, when you look at candles, this is our fixed candle, okay? Looks like something's in it, but you don't know what it is. Oils, dark bottles. There's clearly something in there, but I don't quite know what it is. And even if I were to pour this oil out into my hands, I still can't tell what these little particles are. Why? Because the concealing of your spirit matters. Always have a little iceberg in the house. It always has mattered in hoodoo. However, in the space of exploitation and commercializing spirituality to any capacity and magic, I must do what sells. So I must make it pretty. So I'm gonna do clear bottles with rose petals and all kinds of things inside of them, okay? If I know the spirits you're working with, I know the spirits I need to work with against those spirits. Even if you don't have a label on a jar that has a hummingbird vine bloom in it, I know, "Oh, this is marriage and love work. Let me go right ahead and crush my spirits up, powder them down, and sprinkle a little bit of this over in there to separate this marriage." It's okay, Jennifer Jolly. We still got some things to talk about here. So, yes, you may be late, but you're truly are on time. Okay. So there's that. So the infusion of candles, infusion of oils matter. In the space of a bath, there's two parts to a bath. One part is the infusion, the tea aspect of the herbs. And then the other part is the herbs onto the body as a brushing up, because you can actually use dry herbs in your body. All right. And then the last phase of utilizing herbs to this capacity will be incense. Things that you can burn. All right. Let me get a little bit of water here. And a little lemon drop. Lord, I hope it don't choke me out. Would you believe I'm bottle earrings with rose petals just last night? I'm wearing them right now. I just thought they'd be so pretty, and I'm certain they are pretty. But the issue is people will do that same thing, love jar earrings, honey jar earrings. And now that I know, I'll drop a little bit of black pepper in there, a little bit of lemon together with the black pepper, and destroy that in a heart. Mhm, sure will. I'll do it. I'll do it. I mean, I would not because I don't have a reason to, but someone absolutely now, let's have another discussion about herbal magic. Combining herbs together. Combining herbs together is powerful and it is equally as dangerous. It is powerful in the sense of aligning herbs that amplify one herb to the other herb to the other herb. That is great. It's amazing. But not knowing which herbs amplifies the next herb, I'm just gonna mix, oh, alfalfa, cinnamon, and plantain leaf. Alfalfa, cinnamon, and plantain leaf, and this is your money mojo bag. No, no, because see, cinnamon to speed up money coming to you, where alfalfa or hold on, let's see how I can make this just for an example. Um, cinnamon, I'm just giving an example here, just so I can try to show you. Cinnamon may, um, bring, 'cause everyone has to be the same. I just wanna give a real good example of this. I put it to you like this, let's talk about crystals, all right? Crystal cola could be a very strong love, spirit, just wild, passionate love. You may have rose quartz, which is universal love, and then there may be another crystal, that you can use for self-love. If you generalize, "Oh, these are just love crystals," you can end up putting yourself in that position. Why? Because see, one is gonna be this raging love. The other one is just very, free flowing, and the other will be very slow, delicate, love. Yes, the common thread is love, but how they bring it or how they approach it is different, therefore, it's gonna be an opposition. Yes, we still may be moving here, but it's gonna be rough the whole way, and this is why you need to understand which herbs amplify which herbs work with each other, and that takes time. That takes a lot of time. It will take years. It will take years because you have to know your relationship with every herb that you are combining with the next. You have to know these, okay? So, the best way to skip over that headache or issues with that is having fixed products, something that's already safe proof, like our banishing candles or our bonne chance candle. So instead of playing around with these different money herbs, you now know um, these herbs have already been understood and worked and fixed so that you don't have to go through that. Same with the oils, fixed oils already has the bum proof. Fixed salts is bomb proof. So, and we have our Venimois bath salt. We have our protection bath salt, and all of those things, and that whole situation. Let me just wiggle right back over here, like so. For those of you that say, "Hey, look, I'm very much interested in all of those things, but I do not want to." I don't wanna end up putting myself in a bad position right away, and I'm just trying to learn little by little. I put our shop link in the, bio here. I mean, in the comment box. Now let's get to just some very solid herbs, alright? We're gonna be here probably another 15 minutes, and we're gonna wrap this whole situation up, okay? So, the very first thing is, as I mentioned to you all in my book, The Queen of Spades, as long as salt, pepper, sugar, water, and a candle. You can do all working. Today, and again, this self-serving, ritualistic, fantastical, let me make this our Harry Potter hoodoo extravaganza. Um, I hear people go, "Well, I can't do this working because I don't have the 23 herbs to the 23 herb bath." Baby, your ancestors had 10 herbs. And those 10 stretched across every life condition. They did not have 400 years, and they have 23 herbs to make a bath with. So the best way to figure out how the herbs work for you is to experiment with 1 or 2. Well, this is how this is gonna go. I'm gonna help you out here. 6 minute 6 mins of fruit. So, the very first thing is to understand this. Any blessing work, money, love, sweet things, um, any situation. Sugar. Sugar will forever be sweet. There is nothing you can do to make it not sweet, okay? Salt. Salt will do anything you tell it to do and be anything that you need it to be. It can be sugar, it can be it can be money, it can be love, it can be a person, it can be a situation, but salt will do whatever it is you tell it to do. Black pepper is in fact a repellent, um, to things, a separation of situations, okay? So as long as you have those, water and a candle, you can do love work, money work, healing work, and I have to make sure y'all know this so that you don't put yourself in a position. A lot of people go, "Our ancestors didn't have." No, you don't have. Because you've been bamboozled to believing that you gotta have everything. Your ancestors had more than what they need. They were masters of what they had. They didn't go, "Oh, I don't have my red fabric and I can't do this working." Nope. Red fabric, blue fabric, white fabric, night fabric softeners, whatever it is, they used what they had. because they understood it wasn't these very specific things because you were the spell. These were tools. Those were allies. True. I'm I'm bald-headed now because I had reading with Queen, but I needed it. Yes, fabric softener, doggone it. So, it's very important to understand that as long as you have those things, I need sugar added to a couple of, bills in my wallet, I will sweeten money to me. I could easily take this salt, put it in a bath of put it in a bowl of water, wash myself down, and it will cleanse me just as strong as hyssop or eucalyptus. I could absolutely take this black pepper and place it in a broom or sprinkle it outside of my, property, and it will in fact repel my worst enemies. Just that simple, okay? But I can turn around if I'm trying to do some more paperwork. I can take this exact same black pepper, put it in my enemy's purse, separate them for their money. The same way that salt cleansed me, I could take this salt, add it to something of my enemy and their man or their woman or whatever, and separate their relationship. I could take this sugar, add something of yours and something of theirs, bring it together, and that simply will bring sweetness to you and the other person, okay? So it can be used in so many different ways. Those things, no matter which way you look at it, on the positive front, the negative front. "Oh, baby, what? What is that? Huh? You I need you to be in ill health, and I know that you got issues with your sugar. Imma put you in a sugar jar." It's not a thing. It's not a thing. So no matter how you look at it and turn it, like, that's super important. Another big point that you need to understand about herbal magic is all spirits have dual purposes. Outside of sugar, salt, and pepper, everything else pretty much has a dual purpose. It is the foundation of something, okay? So let us now just take a moment to go through some of these wonderful things. We're gonna first talk about, again, money, luck, sweetness. Well, our first herbal ally is sugar. Utilizing sugar, remember, and I want you all to play with this. For every one of these particular herbs, see how they work for you. On a candle or in a candle, or in an oil, or burn. Money and luck. We just went to sugar. The next space is nutmeg. Nutmeg is, again, we're not just generalizing it, but we are utilizing nutmeg for success. I mean, luck. All spices have luck. Okay, luck for our nutmeg. We do sell whole nutmeg in our apothecary, and again, that link is here in the comments. And I'll just you can do 2 ounces or 4 ounces if you so decide or choose. So again, we can y- place these herbs on top of a candle or inside of a candle, which are very common solid ways that you can utilize nutmeg. All right. Calendula, specifically for money, for money and materialistic things. All right. Calendula. So, whereas one aspect, you have the space, um, luck, which is favor. Calendula is for money. Sugar can be for either. Okay. Now we're going to go to the spaces of cleaning. The first cleanser we have is salt. All right. Salt is solid. You can utilize it again on a candle. You can utilize it in a bath. You can utilize it um, to lay down, but salt can be used. Again, we have to be very clear about that as well. If we're using salt for a cleanser, how are we using it? Are we giving salt thanks for absorbing what needs to be absorbed, or are we giving thanks for washing away? Okay. So to be honest, when utilizing salt as a cleanser, ideally it is going to absorb. Okay. Rosemary. Rosemary. Okay. This is a big one in hoodoo. In hoodoo, we do not and we never use sage outside of cooking. Our go-to herbal cleanser was rosemary and pine. Rosemary and pine. Utilizing rosemary assists with the removal, specifically, used in the home, but not limited to the home. I am the spell came to mind. Yes, you are the spell. Some wonderful artist wrote a song about that. So, um, so rosemary is a solid cleanser. Then we have white oak. White oak absorbs. Okay. So white oak absorbs. Rosemary eliminates, purifies. Pine is stronger than rosemary, and salt will absorb as well. Yes, indeed. 8888888. Mhm. Yes, if you know, then you know, right? Now let's get into love. The first love herb, we're gonna go back to sugar because I need for you all to always remember these first basic herbal allies. From there, lavender. Lavender is an herbal ally for love, mostly seen in the LGBTQAI plus or LGBTQI community. This herb is very specific to that. New love, new love, dillweed is ideal for new love, and that is to sweeten new love. To attract new love, you can use dill, but you can also use parsley. Parsley is another great one for love attraction, okay? My dad always watched Laurels with Pine. He made sure he embedded that firmly in your mind. Good, good. Pine is a Pine is holy in hoodoo. Pine is holy in hoodoo. Not sage, not Palo Santo, pine resin, not frankincense, not copal, um, no, pine bark, pine cones, all things pine, the roots, pine root. Now I understand the overuse of parsley in um in place pills. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. What's for new love? New love, dillweed is great for new love, as well as parsley. And beyond that, sugar. Okay. And then we're going to look into the space of protection. First thing, pepper to repel, salt to lay down to create a barrier. This is funny. I love it. But Bailey is a cleanser, yet it is also a protective agent. It is a protective agent because it purifies. Bay leaf is a very strong purifier, but if it eliminates negative things, it is being a protector, not just a cleanser. And then basil. Basil is absolutely a home protective herbal ally specific to the home. Okay. So here are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 different herbs or herbal allies, spices that can be utilized in those particular references and ways. So again, I want you to take a moment one by one. So I'm going to tell you how long. And this is why this becomes a life lesson. In order for you to see how nutmeg works for you, you take one nutmeg seed or nut and you apply this to a candle. Inside a candle, brush it up, whatever. Give it somewhere between 2 to 4 weeks to see how it manifests. And then you will need to do the same with the next month with the calendula. The next month with, with just the sugar. Okay. I did not mention rue. No. And now, these are not all the herbs that do all the things. These are just very good starter friendly herbs that are gentle, that will make sure that even if things don't go the way you want, that it doesn't cause a mess in your life. Okay? So just think about it. If I spend 1 month with nutmeg, 1 month with calendula, and 1 month with sugar, that's 3 months just figuring out if candles work with me with these 3 herbs, not to mention oils, not to mention dirt, not to mention, um, other aspects, alright? And then the same when it comes to the cleanser. How are they cleansing? Documenting what is happening, okay? Remind me of the institute. So it's important to really begin how these herbs are working for you, alright? This is only 1, 2, 3, 4 again, like, what, 13 herbs here? 1, 2, 3, 13 herbs. That's not all 100 herbs. So even if you just did 1 herb per month, 1 element, that's 100 months. 100 months. And sometimes you don't get results for 2 months. So and again, even if you're unsure, okay, about a lot of these things, it's fine. That's what fixed products are for. That's what that's why we have the cleansing candles that is gonna be stronger than just 1 perhaps, because it has 4 herbs or 3 herbs or 2 herbs that amplify and grow. each other, okay? So super, super, super important just to understand that and to recognize that. I do hope that I hope that today's lesson in class um, was very informative and brought some sight to things. Again, very wary of those that do have products and materials that you can see their spirit. Just because it creates a vulnerable space for someone to come through and contaminate those products, okay? Um, Fixed products will work as they are intended to work because they are fixed by that person, not by your hands. So even if you're from a different culture, community, or whatever, it doesn't matter because those spirits have been worked with and there's been a connection, a bidding, a pact made to take care of those particular life circumstances. But working with these particular herbs individually on your own may result differently culturally. Also just keep that in mind. Everyone, I thank you so very much for watching today. I greatly appreciate you, your energy, your time, your effort, your kindness. I'm about to jump right off of here. I need to send the PDF for our doll baby class tonight, which I'm super excited about. As we have, we're gonna really, really get into it today, about doll magic and all of the great, wonderful things about it. In fact, um, I do hope this wasn't boring. I hope that this wasn't long and drawn out. I hope that this makes sense and resonated to some capacity. I hope that you were in fact able to get away to take something away from this. I hope everyone understands the value of this live. We appreciate you, Queen. Thank you so very much, Natalie. Thank you so very much, Josie. Um, and I would just love to see that, you put these things into work and into practice. You know, to simply light a candle is to light a candle. I didn't say you need a clear candle. It's the flame, not the color. And you can learn more about candle magic and lamp working doing the prerequisite course. It's pre-recorded, which you can also find at conjuresouth.com as well. Again, we do have all of these herbs um here at Conjure South. They're in stock. We're ready. And this is just here. This is not the other unit that has all of the inventory herbs ready to go. These herbs are also um food grade, so they are ingestible. I can cook with them, make tea with them, or any of those things too. Um, so I just appreciate you guys. No, it's a lot of information, and I'll have to watch it again, taking my time with everything, as you should. That's very wise. Um, yes, I'm excited about tonight as well. Thank you for being more visible, standing in um, your truth, the truth. Thank you so very much. I appreciate each and every one of you. Many blessings to everyone. I will see some of you in a couple hours. Like I said, I just gotta get off of here, like immediately. Send this PDF so everyone has it, as well as some information about tonight's class and exactly how things are gonna go down. You all, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so very much for having me this evening. Please share this video, and again, give this video a thumbs up and a sweet kind comment below. Merci beaucoup. Je répète, je suis Natalia Benson Monumentos de le livre Manitou. Merci. Au revoir et bonne journée et bonne soirée.